Okay. I'm filling in the names as we go through the round, so when I do the VOD, we'll have to scramble on Discord to look back.
Oh, like you're putting an overlay? Let me actually try your stream. Who am I to not have your stream on? Ugh, just disgrace me. Give me an ad.
Of course, you get an add-on entry.
And how would you like to cut?
Yeah, right.
Just standard half
I
cuts.
got the Nissan kicks.
Not
sorry?
fussy today. Half cuts more than fine. I'm not
Yeah.
fussy.
Gotcha.
Oh, no,
And I'm going to assume
song they
likeness.
picked for that was
Yeah, half's fine, too.
Fire.
Perfect. Okay. How would you like to decide who goes first?
We can do high roll on the app. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
4.
I would like to go first here. Thank you.
Okay.
Let's resolve.
Nice. Okay.
I'll keep mine.
I'll keep mine as well.
Okay.
And I'll say, good luck, have fun.
Good luck.
I will start with a turn 1 Tempered Ether.
Okay.
1 Field 1 EX, and I will path the turn.
You have 3
I'll
followers to go.
pick up and draw. I'll pay 1 for a bell ringer.
So anyone in the chat
followers.
that is not
Going
following,
to end, I
please do
will
give them a
ward
follow
it.
before the New Year's.
Draw. I'll pay 1 to crack the tree.
Yep. I'll start a Kingsmight here.
But another tree deck.
And I'll
Yet
play another Tempered Ether.
Another
Yep.
Natura sword. Back at it again.
Pass turn.
You can hear me okay, right, Chris?
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
I'll just keep 2 up, go to end, ward, and pass with 5 in hand.
Sure.
So, I don't want to talk too much while they play, of course, but
I'll
there's
pay
one
2
thing
for a Liod,
that I do want to
and
pay
pass
attention
turn.
to
Today
when
or as long
going
as it's
over,
standing,
because
and I'll
we're
do
going
1
to
damage
be
to Bellringer at my end phase.
leveling up our
Going into end,
thought processing.
I believe
for
that one will still go
competitive Shadowverse.
through, but I'll pay 2. Whispers of a Dream
Elaborate.
to
It
destroy
has
it.
Intimidate and Aura.
And we're okay.
Yes, Intimidate and Aura as long as it's standing. You cannot.
Alright, so
it
think
is not
about it
illegal
like
target,
this.
so you are not able to Whispers.
We've had
Gotcha.
the experience now
Anyway,
in the
pass turn.
competitive Shadowverse realm.
It's not like unaffected. It's just.
And we now have to
doubling. I'll
understand
mill 1.
when our
Sure.
opponent plays their first
They
card.
will not.
Like, when you see Abyss, there's multiple versions of the deck. That's the one thing I like about this game, is that when you see a class, it's not like the last game that we played when we see leader.
I will just
we know
keep
what
1
that
up,
leader's
go to
gonna do.
end,
We know what
and
their
ward the
game
bell
plan is.
ringer.
No, like, you have to understand, as soon as you sit down, you see their leader, it could be a multitude of things that they're playing. And then you have to then pay attention to the cards that they play instead of the, just the leader.
My EX area here.
You have to pay attention real close to
and
what
then
the
I
cards
will
that they
check
play.
top 3 for a nurture trait card.
If your opponent plays down Bellringer on the first turn, you can assume that this deck is going to be slow. So you have to now think about, all right, what's my game plan for, a slow deck? Like, do I need to slow down? How is my hand? Like, because, you've already chosen your hand. Because you only know what the leader is.
Yeah.
In this format, you would think, okay, they're rocking an Abyss leader.
Okay.
This has to be mono. And I see Bellringer. Okay, so this isn't mono.
And then I will end turn, and I'll
change
do 1 damage to Bellringer.
Okay. I will draw off the bell ringer.
Correct.
So you just want to really
That's a 2/4
get down to knowing
Aura.
the matchups, pretty much.
Something like that.
I'll go
like,
4 and draw.
Definitely that, but more not just knowing the matchups, but also just paying attention. Because I didn't, unfortunately, watch the last Grand
I'll pay 4 for a Silent Purge on the Pathfinder.
That, but it is good content to make for.
And we will...
Correct. Yeah. I have 4 in hand currently.
it's
Okay,
good
so from
content
left
to
to
make
right,
for
1 through
people
4,
who
and then
aren't
5
on
and
that
6 will
competitive
reroll.
level. Like,
Yes.
in the showdown before the last one, I think it
4.
was LA.
Mistelina.
When you get those first couple rounds, you have to understand those are random
Going
people
to
that
end,
maybe
I'll
either
just
new to
pass with 0
Shadowverse
up,
or
6 in hand.
don't see the same way that we do from either competitive card games and like that. So they will make obvious misplays, and
3 for Billion.
they might be just like us. You know, you and I, Chris, who don't have like a
Evo
dedicated play
Billion.
group to really understand, but they want the pricing and stuff, and you know, conveniently something like that is in the area. So, you know, they just go to Grand Showdown. But, you know, you could just, if you really want to do well, you could watch, say, maybe a video that I make, like breaking down how competitive things work, getting a better understanding of things. And then, you know, if you're paying attention a little extra hard, you're less likely to misplay. I'm not going to sit here and guarantee that you're not going to misplay because, I mean, you're human. Like, everyone misplays.
For 2 with the Leod?
Yeah.
Okay. There was misplays at was it World's Finals for Dragon Ball? Dude forgot to charge energy. The most basic, the number one thing that you're supposed to do is charge energy, and he didn't do it. So you know, we're all human, so we all do make mistakes. But
Billion effect. I'll sack 2 trees.
I honestly,
I'll give Cook 2 more
lately
tap.
I've been really
Then I will loot twice.
focusing on the mental part about it because those misplays are only due to a mental
Princess Drake
calculation that you did not do.
I will not ward and pass.
Something
this no longer has Intimidate Aura.
Focus was not there.
You said no longer has it?
Yeah, there's
no longer
a
has
level of
now
knowing and practicing, but I think there's also
take up and draw
a level of mental fortitude and mental consistency that you need to win these events.
For sure, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, and I think for Shadowverse Evolve, it's like, I think just coming from Dragon, it's easy to understand. The game is easy to understand, but I'm not gonna say it's hard to master. But I think with how the engine of like certain decks work, or you know how the draws work, because we don't really draw that many cards in a deck unless you're playing a certain like deck craft. You know, like cards like Natura Sword are putting cards into the EX area to really help, you know, dig through. And this might be just me coming from like an older standard of Shadowverse Evolve where things are really slow. And I think like coming out of set 3, I'm still kind of traumatized. I'm really like, aggro metas traumatize me because I feel like I'm not going to live past turn 4. So in my mind, I'm like, okay,
for a treat.
I need to get as much health as like quickly as possible, or
Magna,
get as many cards in my hand as I can to like you know, find an answer or something like that as quick as possible.
First, I will.
That's why I enjoy playing Lashena, because Lashena every turn I'm healing. Like it's a guaranteed heal. That's why I enjoy Lashena so much, and the fact that she's getting more support next set makes it even better. But for sure, I will say that I like Loki started yapping, and I like Loki forgot the point, but it's just like Shadowverse Evolve just functions differently from the other card games that I've played, and taking the fact that this is an anime card game makes it even better.
Vocalizing anything.
And the other thing that I do like is these leaders. Like, you know how the NPC, these leader card scan things? I really do enjoy that. I think that's a big thing.
Is this any better?
Yeah, it's a pretty nice addition. So yeah, I enjoyed it also.
Sorry, should I leave? I'm not sure if I can.
I don't know if it's on my end or not.
Wait, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. You're good.
Okay, great.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So
we're
definitely
gonna
have to lock in and see.
We're gonna call
how
the
we
cook.
Can get there.
Sure. Okay. So
that's gonna be one of my goals on my list. Is
then I
top
may
an event,
cook if I wish,
so I can explain my experience and how I did it.
Yes, I want.
I will choose not to.
My goal for us, is to at least like be a little more pressed than we were for Philly.
Pass turn to you
because I know how good we are at card games. We did not perform at Philly, and that's okay because we didn't go. Our intentions were not to go to top or to really place well. I got a singular dub. That's more than I can take away from what I did.
Hey, I got a singular dub too.
I got a singular W. Like, I can't be mad at that. Like, as how I feel is
point to Evo.
My deck was kind of butt, and I played a card. Like, I know what I did wrong. That's the one thing I feel like I have to understand too, is that knowing what you did wrong in certain plays and saying, okay, well, this is the meta. I'll
play 2 of them and I'll swing them immediately
is
into Liat.
next time I go to an event.
You cannot. I have Verdi Magna and
ward on the Vertigo.
And a ward on the Balian.
Balian. This comes out to the same. We'll swing 2 into Balian.
Sure.
I don't know. It was enjoyable.
And she'll go to
try
3.
Correct.
For a little bit.
I'll play 2 more and swing them into Verdia.
It was enjoyable not to try for a little bit there.
And Gonzetsu will go up to 5.
So I wasn't too mad about it, but definitely
I'll play the last one and go to end and ward.
And how people down there interact.
For anyone in the chat, let me know if there's like a mixture blend of sounds, because I know maybe Ghost of Zion might be a little loud. So let me know. Just communicate with me. Oh yeah, Ghost of Zion's at 100, so excuse me. All right, that might be able to fix it, but if you're in the chat, please let me know if there's like a mixture of audios and you're able to hear them. Now, Chris, back to you. Sorry.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think I needed to see that side of the game. People who are all the way at the bottom, which is really was just new people.
Mm-hmm.
And how they thought and played about the game. So there's, so many misplays, didn't understand cards.
Okay.
And I think that's like a barrier into Top Cup. And then there's another barrier into getting first place.
For
I feel like
once you understand those, you can work at them and achieve the goals you want.
Yeah, for sure. Like anyone who's in top 16, I feel like everyone who's in top 16, there's not a single time I'm thinking, hey, they're not going to be like, hey, what does this card do? They're not, because they know what every card in the game does. They know what every card in the game does. And when you're playing your deck, if it's not like super copy and paste, cut dry, like just bare bones of the, like, let's say Machina Abyss, like, what's going to happen when mono comes down. Like, it's happening. It might potentially happen or it might not, but like, just certain things you got to look out for that maybe like the lesser player's not going to know. Like, let's say I feel like I know the Machina Abyss matchup pretty well, so my mental state is, okay, mono's down. I see mono down. How many cards does he have on field? That's the next question. After that, if he doesn't have the 5 cards on field, why is he playing mono? But, when they drop mono, then they have a way to get 5 cards on field. And then after I think about the mono, I'm like, okay, so was Alpha Drive in the cemetery? Am I going to be taking 7 this turn? Do I have a quick response to destroy mono before she kills me?
I'll do 1 damage to the token.
Which I should, because, I'm playing Rune, because
I'll swing
no reason for me not to play Rune anymore for the rest of this year and next year.
Liat will attack your leader for 2.
But if you really think about it, it's all 13. Just a more complicated
end turn, I'll do
chess.
1 damage to the Gonzetsu.
Because if you know what all the pieces on the board of the chessboard does,
and you may go,
you can play around it and foresee everything they can do. Now I think a skill diff there is how fast you can actually recognize those things. Because again, a play timer in Shadowverse, I believe, is you have a minute to decide your next action. So if you can think quickly and know all the options that are coming towards you, and then look at your hand and know all the options that you have to counter their options, fundamentally that is the whole game.
Yeah. Like in simpler terms, like tug of war, a chess tug of war in a weird sense, or just, I don't know. I really enjoy decks that definitely like power struggle. Like they definitely tug of war. Like, it's my turn, I get my value, and then I'm going to see what you have, and then you put down, as being the first player. I think when you build a board,
I'll pay 2 for a doubling.
The following turn, the player has to figure out how I'm going to deal with this board. I know that's like a bit simplistic way of thinking, but some people at this point, some people will really let a card that costs maybe like 5 attack or 6 like stay on the field sometimes. Like,
and then I will swing 6, doing 7.
I don't know. I feel like constant board removal is just like the way to play it.
Yeah,
it's like the longer a card stays on board, the more value you get. You're just trying to not give your opponent that much value. But yeah, I am gonna work on the course once we top, and then also the coaching too, which will have some fundamental aspects of what we just talked about in there, so we can
I'll play Octus for 2 and I'll
get
make
more
you
people to stop stressing about like, oh, I lost because of this, I lost because of that. So, no, you either lost because of RNG or
I like
you
to
didn't
confirm the contents of your
understand
cemetery
what you're playing against and how to beat it. Because I can't say this game is a lot of RNG.
This a little easier here.
That's one thing you can get mad about. But
2 bell ringer.
there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Besides,
one
make your deck as consistent as you can.
Rule and I.
Because, I mean, I was just listening to some of the conversations around at the regionals, and a lot of people were just like, if I could just draw this one card, or I had a bad starting hand and just kind of lost the game off that. Best of one.
Be borrowing your Silent
For the best of 3, maybe I had a chance. So,
which I will then be immediately using
always
to clear
RNG
the Ginsetsu for 2 play points.
And it would be ignorant to not take it into account.
And I will be on the other end now.
Like best of 3 is definitely something I don't know. Like
same for you. I 1, 2.
I don't
is it 3
know about
4?
It for Shadowverse.
I have 4, so it's gonna be 1 through 4, 5, 6.
Like best of 3, if it were to be here, I think it would already be here by now. Or,
1. So your first.
I know we're still in our first year, or I guess we're going into our second year of Shadowverse now. I don't know. I just thought, the plans for best of 3 would already probably be here, so I don't think this will be a best of 3 game. Now, don't hold me to that. Things could always change, because we have Crosscraft coming. I haven't talked about that, but Crosscraft does bring a good, interesting take on Shadowverse Evolve, because for the longest time, when I would read rune cards and hear Spell Chain, and then look at Abyss cards and see Necrocharge,
and I will.
I'm like, okay, like that's kind of the same thing, just for different classes.
Pass the play point open.
I was like, imagine putting those together, and then they come out. I see Crosscraft is being released. I'm like, okay, so
I'm gonna pay 8.
Like now, there's like a new format to talk about different things about, like different concoctions as new cards come out.
And then I'll use an Evo point.
Like when Glory Finder came out, I think the concoctions were too broad. Like there was just too much to unpack
for into Tigris, dealing 5 to the board.
Like, what do you want to do? It's like talking about commander videos. Like, those people, they have to know, like, you have to pick a commander and then, like, build around your commander. And you have to go through the probably a million list of cards that are on Magic to be like, okay, so what card has, like, maybe, I don't know. It's been a minute. I only play Arena, so I know Erie's a new thing. So if I wanted to make an Erie commander deck, I have to look at all the cards that like are Erie.
Anyone play a tree,
and then cards that help Erie that don't have the skill Erie
2
on
King's
it.
Might to clear the Israfel.
But for Shadowverse Evolve, it doesn't work like that. So you have the leader, and then you kind of
Mislead's ability. I'll
have your Glory Finder card,
we'll gain 2 more.
And then
3 more.
You either build around like whatever concoction you want to make for Glory Finder,
down to 6,
or you play around your 1 Glory Finder card to potentially either change the game or win you the game.
I'll pay 1 to crack a tree here.
Like,
drop.
Like this the different aspects from Commander to Glory Finder, or just for the content for Glory Finder. Excuse me. It's that it's just there's too much to cover. What were you saying? Sorry.
It's quite weird. That's all. I was going to say it was quite weird.
I'll discard a Tigress here and I'll pass.
Okay.
I mean, these are some perfect end of the year thoughts for Shadowverse Evolve, because I think with
I'm going to crash
Verdant
the
Steel.
Sure.
Shadowverse Evolve's definitely going to pick up. Like you can, I know the decks have slowed down just a little bit since our little aggro meta of Hero Sword. And I think there might have been an aggro meta right after that, but no, Abyss aggro. Yeah.
Wait, no, Israfel will live with 3.
Yeah, the strike effect.
And
the strike effect would kick in before any battle damage.
Oh, sure, you're right. Actually, yeah.
I think Verdant Steel's like a good. I think it's a good starting point for Shadowverse Evolve to really pick up. Like games, I'm not gonna say are ending faster, but there are more defining win cons, And like
pay 2 for Octress. I'll make you mill 2 more cards.
Like there's less likely of a chance you're going to be like, okay, well, you know, in set 2, you know, the game-winning card could have been like Bahamut. Like you couldn't really predict that because like set 2, but now with like set 7, there's like lots of ways games can end with lots of game enders.
Your Fountain Purge in your
like we've got Octress, we've got cards like Mistolina.
No, I'm paying 8
if you don't want to use cards like that, you can go low budget with her last ability, like that.
And I'll Fountain Purge the Israfil.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
I have 2 cards.
I think
so...
also let us know exactly what cards are coming out too. You can see the progression in that too.
Soul Conversion.
And I think it just comes down to them. They just got better at creating archetypes and all that goodness.
And
I just what I want my subscribers to take away from me is also enjoying the game that I enjoy. But I want them to also take away that when I make videos, I want them to open their mind or be open-minded to not just running the big boss monster for the set.
Okay.
Like, of course, you know, Octress came out in set 4. Set 4.
And then I will
set 7. Like, we're using an Octress card in a set 7 deck, which is amazing. Like, I think that's spicy. Like, putting in older cards to like buff up an old deck or a newer deck, excuse me, and it's like, okay, well, I don't know why I didn't think of that. That's like spicy, even though Octress is something that someone's thought about. Someone like set 5. Okay, sorry, excuse me, set 5.
Thundering Roar.
It's
a 10 is active. So
I'm thinking Cosmic Mythos and then Omens are like the same thing. So I think Israfil came out set 4. Israfil came out set 4, and she's still a staple card. So I'm getting Israfil and Octress mixed up for the sets potentially. But
I'll pay for Rolnai.
These cards are good.
Right?
Like these cards are very good.
Octress costs 2. It'll clear the Octress immediately.
And then I'll pay
Thank you, Cantonese.
Last card is Balian.
But I'm really excited that they are buffing old decks in the future. Like we do get that foresight for what they're going to be printing in JP.
Go to 14.
Like, you know, we know we're going to get, well, hopefully uncensored like maybe not like truly uncensored, but they like censored Lashena. So hopefully we'll get an uncensored swimsuit for that beach set that we're going to be having.
Viridian Magna. I will sail into the
Forte is still relevant.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Forte was like the only card Dragon had though until you got to like a big card. Like I like that Forte's still relevant.
And then I shall
as of last locals, Oguri Cap being the best horse is still relevant too. So like I think when you're playing Dragon, it's just a little different just because Dragon plays a way different game. I know they commit cards in their hand to really get bigger play points, but playing ahead of your opponent and ramping like that means you're playing like a way different game than your opponent is, especially if they got a mad crazy brick hand. Like you're sitting here, and if you're able to draw with Dragon, now that's the scary thing. Ramping and then drawing. That's like SVE worst nightmare right there. I think at least mine. Having Fortes come at you that you can interact with, and then them potentially dropping bombs like each and every turn. And mind you, you're still on like 5-6 play points, by the way, if they like rank crazy. So you're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play my Meteor Corp card, and you're like, okay, well it's Dragon's turn. I'm dropping a nuke. I'm dropping a game-winning card, the game-changing card. Answer this.
Tap 2 trees, heal 2, storm for 7.
Down to 4.
But I could also be wrong.
Where's the 7 dice?
About Dragon.
And I'll pay 3 in total for maybe...
I don't have a Dragon deck, but I would.
Oh, no, I completely revolt. Bingo! So I play 2.
I mean, yeah, that's going to be my next one. So I'll tell you how it is.
You can sit down and craft up the best.
I think... Did I miss it out?
I think the Valdane Dragon deck is just like really, really strong. I'm like sad I've been so busy and I couldn't talk about it yet. But I'm excited to talk about that.
1, 2. Where's my last billion?
Exactly, like old cards like Ancient Elf, Forte, like those cards are still relevant. And those cards came out in like set 1, set 2. And then I want people to really like not just to use like I feel like those are staple cards. Like, you know, like if you're trying to do the bounce mechanic, of course we're gonna think about Ancient Elf, Nature's Guidance, stuff like that. Or if we're going for Dragon, I think every Dragon deck needs Forte. I can't think of a Dragon deck that doesn't require Forte just because her ability is so strong. But like, what is it? So in my rune deck, when Lashena first came out, I had a problem finding my the 1-cost card that searches for Lashena.
I might have dropped this Bailey.
So I would put freshman attack in either 1 or 2 of freshman loop to search like on turn 2. If I didn't have my 1-cost card, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna search for a 1-cost card.
We can have a judge call technically because this has been on my floor apparently. But
oh, is Exy in here? Okay, hold on, we got a judge. So judge call. What?
Oh, I mean, well, I'm also a judge, but it's more that. In terms of our judges, I guess Chris, the ice host, I should say here, is what we want to do because this has been out of my deck since the start of this game, technically. But
wait. Restart that. What happened?
All right, so
okay. So Mate Leader Evo, I'm looking for a Balian. It's not my deck, and I have 2 in my cemetery. So at some point during this game, a Balian fell from my deck onto my floor under my computer. I did not know this. I did not check the number of cards in my deck. But technically, I mean, it is on my own onus to make sure I have a legal deck to play. So I've been playing with legal deck within the legal deck this game due to playing 39 cards. And
that's your call, Chris.
Well, I will help in the decision.
Yes, it is in my list. It's my 3 Balians. It fell during my game with Twin Tail.
Okay. I mean, it's if it was technically on the deck and it was a legal deck,
yes, it was a legal deck during round 1, but it fell and I did not.
Yeah,
if we're being literal, it's a game loss. But this is also webcam local, so I think it's up to what Ghost of Zion wants to do. I think
what it comes down to is whether I'm searching I'm searching for Balian as my last legal target in my deck, or I'm searching for 0. I think that's the only reasonable outcome here.
Okay.
Yeah.
This shouldn't be game loss.
Yeah, I mean, that's your call, Chris.
I probably would say it would be a search for 0 because it does mess up the whole randomness of your deck to just put it there. How do you feel about that, Ghost?
Search for 0 is fine. I don't want it to be just a full game loss because I do still want to play this out.
Just let it be a search 0 then.
Okay. I'm returning to the Balian to my deck. Shuffle.
Yep. I think that fixes it.
Sure. There we go.
Sure. And half cut, and then I will. That's the play point open.
Okay.
I'm sorry that blipped out.
Yes.
Okay.
Want to give me 2 seconds?
So search for 0 pass.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, chat. You're stuck with me now. Are there any questions for the final years that you may have?
6 for
Sparta's Evil will continue for 2025. As far as video speed, not sure if it'll get any faster. I have a lot of things to cover over 2025, both for myself, family, and
6, right?
content-wise.
Yes,
so
it is.
I'm not gonna forget you guys. 100%. There will be uploads.
3 boxes into her.
I'm thinking of going for. When it comes to competitive stuff, I think I might be going more exclusive. So
and ward them.
If you're not on the Patreon, I'm going to be putting more competitive things on Patreon. That's just like the next step up thing. And
draw. Pitch trail. Draw.
I mean, I sound like I'm super confident about it, but 100%. We'll have something on Patreon a lot better than just you guys knowing what's my story, my life, what's going on.
Another one. Crackle Tree.
Have more Shadowverse Evolve things. We're definitely going to upgrade everything. There's going to be, with Chris's information from round 1, we've got emotes coming. Merch. Let me tell you. The Great Climb getting some merch.
Hit me up, Spar. I'll wear your merch on my stream.
Yes. Please, I will. I love it. I would love it having like Sparta's Evil and like Shadowverse soldiers, like or something like. Because I feel like everyone that I've met are just even people I haven't met.
Wait a minute,
Shadowverse soldiers.
You had you don't have 4 Natura cards in the between the field and EX. You don't get the top 3 search.
Oh, right, because of the Mage Leader.
Yeah.
Mage Leader's not.
That's correct. Okay. That's correct.
Okay.
All pass.
Okay.
Let's see.
Thinking.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah. I'm going to crack the tree. Discarding a cook. Well, drawing, I'm going to discard the cook off the draw anyway. I'm going to pay 4 for Silent Purge on the Pathfinder.
Yeah.
Swing 5 and 9 total.
I will concede on the spot, thank you. I'm out. I'm out of everything.
Yeah. TRINN just to get you